Hi guys! So before getting into this video about the embryologic derivatives, I would like to just quickly refresh your embryology and give you a brief overview of how we arrive at the germ layers. We start off with fertilization, which is the process in which gametes, an egg and sperm, fuse to form a zygote. The development of multicellular organisms begins from this single-celled zygote, which undergoes rapid cell division, called cleavage, to form a hollow ball of cells called a blastula. The cells of the blastula then rearrange themselves to form 3 layers of cells. This process is called gastrulation. During gastrulation, the blastula folds in on itself, and cells migrate to form the 3 layers of cells. All right, now we're good to go. Miss Anusha now is going to take over and get into the actual video of the embryologic derivatives.
Hello everyone. Usually during an exam, there are always a few questions that are straight up facts that you either know or you don't. These points are usually a given and it's an absolute shame to lose them. But don't worry, we've got your back. One of such topics are the embryological derivatives. The embryonic period or period of organogenesis occurs from the 3rd to the 8th weeks of development and as is the time after gastrulation, in which the embryo reorganizes itself into the 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm, and when these give rise to a number of specific tissues and organs. By the end of the embryonic period, the main organ systems have been established, rendering the major features of the external body form recognizable by the end of the 2nd month or 8 weeks. To reiterate, we have the 3 germ layers, which are the ectoderm, the mesoderm, and the endoderm. So let's get right into it. Before getting into the specifics of the derivatives, it's probably a good idea to take a quick look at how these are formed. The ectoderm is the external or the outermost layer of the 3. The formation of the neural tube from a flat sheet of ectoderm is called neurulation. During neurulation, ectoderm differentiates into 2 parts. The first is the surface ectoderm. The second is the neuroectoderm. So the cells of the epiblast, which are also known as the primitive ectoderm, pass through the primitive streak during gastrulation. Some of those cells are destined to form a distinct collection of cells in the midline of the developing embryo. The primitive node extends as a tube of mesenchymal cells running in the midline of the embryo between the ectoderm and the endoderm. This is the notochordal process. It grows and extends in a cranial direction, developing a lumen. Around day 20, the notochordal process fuses with the endoderm beneath it, forming the notochordal plate. A couple of days later, the cells of the notochordal plate lift from the endoderm and form a solid rod, again running almost the full length of the midline of the embryo. This is the notochord. The notochord is a signaling center that signals to the cells of the overlying ectoderm. As the notochord forms the ectoderm in the midline of the embryo, it thickens, becoming the neural plate. So guys, putting it into more simple words, the notochord arises from midline mesoderm and induces overlying ectoderm to become neural plate. Now the ectoderm is becoming neuroectoderm, so this begins at the cranial end of the embryo and extends towards the caudal end. The 2 sides of the neural plate are brought together. They meet and fuse, forming a self-contained tube of neuroectoderm running the length of the embryo, which open at either end. This is the neural tube. The neural crest cells are formed later from the neural plate. So now we know that the ectoderm is divided into 3 main parts, which is surface ectoderm, neural tube, and the neural crest. Okay, guys, so this was basically just a quick revision of how the germ layers are formed. So keep watching sqadia.com as we will learn about the derivatives of these germ layers in the next sections.